Welcome, District 12 Toastmasters. Today, I'm interviewing William Hagerup. Welcome, William.
Hello, Rob. Thank you for having me.
William, we have one question for you. Why did you join Toastmasters?
Well, this is perhaps going to be a slightly unusual answer, at least judging by the sort of answers I tend to hear for why people join Toastmasters. Because generally people tend to want to join because they were either afraid of public speaking or had some need to sort of improve for a particular occasion, perhaps. I started working for a company in London called McGraw-Hill. You may know it's an American-owned company based in New York. And the company I worked for was owned by them, wholly owned by them. And of course, McGraw-Hill, at least was back then. I don't know if they still are. I don't work for them anymore, but they were very, very keen on Toastmasters. So they used to give rewards. And if you've completed the Competent Communicator Manual, as it was called back then, they gave you $1,000 bonus. So I thought, oh, that sounds like a good proposition. And so I joined up but mainly for greed, really. But also because I thought, this sounds like a fun thing to do. We used to meet on a Wednesday, lunch hour. And I guess that was the initial motivation. But then I actually found that, hey, I'm learning a lot here. And I had done a lot of public speaking in the past, so I didn't have the fear of standing in front of people and talking. The thing is, though, that even those of us who are more, shall we say, extrovert and who haven't got a problem with speaking in front of people, I think one challenge that we tend to have is that we gab on. We just talk and talk, and we don't have the discipline to actually get to the point and finish. And so I think what Toastmasters learned me was, have a strong introduction, say the main point, and have a snappy finish, and do it on time, and then sit down and shut up. And I think that's why I stuck with it. So why I started was mainly, oh wow, they give a reward, and this sounds like fun. But then I stuck with it because actually I found that it was useful and I learned something from it, and met lots of interesting people as well, of course.
Excellent. And what club are you with?
Well, so now I'm with 104 London Debaters, but this was the corporate club within the McGraw-Hill London office. So that was called Speaker's Corner, actually. And we had a few other corporate clubs because this was in the Canary Wharf area of London. So I don't know how well you know London, if at all, but that's an area that was developed in the late 80s, 90s, and became a sort of a super business area, lots of big businesses and banks and stuff like that. So that was the club I was with then for many years until I stopped working for that company, and then I started working from home back in 2015. And unfortunately, there were no Toastmasters club near me, so then I lapsed for a while. But then came back to 104 London Debaters, which is a debate club. And that was because I have an interest in debating from my sort of previous life back in Norway, where I come from. That's my native country. When I grew up in Norway, I became politically interested at the age of 16. So I used to work for a party. I used to travel around and do debates and stuff like that. So for me, that was really interesting to do that in the sort of context of framework of Toastmasters, if you like. So that was sort of what pulled me back and made me sort of stick with Toastmasters yet again. I don't seem to be able to escape.
Excellent. Thank you, and thank you for this interview.
Not at all. Pleasure.